you guys can take a break from that since I can't sing anyway. This is something that was on my heart this morning. I lost a brother and a best friend. My brother and my best friend both died recently. And, well, this thing's recent to me. I guess it's been longer, but it kind of lingers. I think if anybody's faced death, they've seen that. It kind of goes on. But I was down working with my friend one day. He called me to do an electrical job, and I was down there working with him, and we were doing all. He was supposed to be helping me, but he was standing there drinking beer while I was pulling conduit, doing all kinds of work. And he turned around and he said, "Man, you really believe that Jesus stuff, don't you?" I said, "Yes, I do." And I said, "And I believe you do too." And of course, you have to kind of know the background. His dad was a Baptist preacher, ran the Baptist encampment for years. And my buddy had gone just as far as he could the other way from the Lord. And I told him, I said, "Hey man, why don't you go up there to that Cowboy Church and try it? There's one about 14 miles, 15 miles from here." And I said, "I've never been to that one, but I know those guys." And I said, "And I know it'd be good if you just go." I said, and he said, "No, I ain't going." I said, "What do you mean you're not going?" He said, "No, I ain't going." I said, "Why not?" He said, "Too far." I said, "Too far?" I said, "We drove 5 times that far for a single beer. Don't tell me it's too far." I said, "Man, I'm asking you to do it for me and for your dad. Just give it a try." Well, he didn't right then. And some other things happened. It was about 6 months later. And I was out there, I was in Alabama. And we had just met some friends, and they had invited us to come watch the Super Bowl. We were up there in our fifth wheel, but they invited us to come up there and watch the Super Bowl with them. And we just walked in their house. And so many things happened to me just right in a few minutes. It was just crazy. I walked into their house. It turns out we'd known these people indirectly for years. And they were in Alabama, and we're all from Texas. And my wife, her girl's grandmother was a client of hers, and all this kind of stuff. We just, it's crazy, like we knew them all our lives. And they invited us to come over there, and we did, and it was feeling good. And I walked in, and as I turned the corner, they had a staircase there, and they had a statue. Now, I've got sons who are big into art. My mother was a big artist. I do a little metal art myself, and so I watch a lot of things when it comes to art. And I saw this statue. It was a Roman soldier, and his head was, he was just exhausted. You could see sweat coming off his head, and his hat was tipped over, and he was just, a hammer was slipping from his hand. And when I looked a little closer, I saw hands under his arms. And as I kind of made my way in there, as I walked to the edge of it, it was Jesus holding him. And I thought, man, what kind of man? That's what came to my mind. What kind of man could hold and love somebody who just nailed him to a cross? I thought, that's love. That's the unconditional love. I couldn't do that. I don't think anybody in here could do that. But as I was standing there staring at that cross, just shaking my head, just amazed, because that statue, I'd never seen anything impact me quite like that. And all of a sudden, my phone rang, and it was my buddy Steve. And he said, "Hey man," he said, "what are you doing?" And I told him. He said, "Well, I'll call you later." I said, No. Hadn't talked to you in weeks. What's going on? Went outside and said, "What's happening?" He said, "Well, I just wanted to thank you for introducing me to that Cowboy Church." And I got to tell you, I hit my knees right there, because I didn't expect it to happen. Seems like it was just a short time after that me and Galen had to play his funeral. He wanted us to do a 5-set, and he said, "Do the hard songs, do the big stuff." I said, "Man, we can't do that stuff." He said, "Well, do something." And we did. And I appreciate Galen for doing that with me. We did that. That's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. But I got to hold his hand and talk to him for a long time before he died. He knew it was coming, and he knew why it was coming. And he had suffered and fought with addictions all his life. And but I feel like that I'm gonna get to see him again when we come home. You know, he said, I believe the Lord's gonna take me after all. He said, I've fought this and fought this, but where I'm going, I won't have to fight it no more. And I thought to myself, man, that's bad. I never had an addiction that was so bad that it looked good to go away from it like that. That's pretty hard, you know. But it changed my life on how I wind up being quick to judge people and what's perfect and what's not. And I realize that we all fall short all the time. But we do the best we can. And if we just keep trying to do the best we can, I think it honors him. You know, I know when my children would do the best they can, it felt good to me. So I imagine that's how I think about it for the Lord. So, okay, I've delayed long enough. I better sing this song and try to. I don't know if I can, but you'll see the words, and the words are the most important part of this song.